Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Yara coming back at you. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakak giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom to the elect of Israel, so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whom the Lord will have mercy on these latter days. And Shalom to the men of the Lord that are preaching and teaching, prophesying on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. I wasn't going to plan to do this, but this is breaking news. It says the gas pipeline explosion causes cascading blackout across Syria in suspected terrorist act. Now, this is a major grievous sin because this put a blackout in all of Syria. It said suspected terrorist attack against a major gas pipeline in Damascus countryside has led to widespread power outages across Syria, according to the country's electricity and energy ministry. The blast may have been caused by a terrorist act and led to power cuts in all of Syria. SANA reported, citing the Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources. Now, you know, a lot of controversy is going on in Syria. Syria, part of that land at least, is where that great battle of Armageddon is going to come from. You know, so it all makes sense that we're starting to see more and more of these egregious acts of terrorism, acts of violence, aggression, however you want to put it, is coming more and more frequently in this place. This is how we know we're in the last times, man. This is how we know that this is undeniable, the times that we're living in, you know. Let's get actually, before I go there, let me go to Revelation 16 and 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Now, I heard Apostle Tahar mention it up about the Euphrates River drying up. Now, we're not at that time yet, and like I said, like Apostle Tahar had said, you know, the things will probably calm down again before, you know, that final battle happens, you know, and that's what it looks like it is. But you can see the baseline temperature just creeping up and up and up. This tension is just rising and rising and rising. Now, this isn't going to lead to that battle in Armageddon, but you can clearly see the tensions being stoked, you know, the flames being stoked, I should say. If you skip down, it says, this is Yahweh Shai speak. It says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And that's part of that is watching, you know, looking at news articles, paying attention, putting out, you know, articles when it seems relevant, you know. And it says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. So Armageddon is that war, that great battle that's supposed to take place, that will take place, I should say. So this is happening, man, and as we know, one of the main allies to Syria is Russia. And who is Russia in the scriptures? If you go to Ezekiel 38, it says, and I say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Now, Gog and Magog, that land is over there in the land of Russia by Turkey. And that's basically Russia modern day. Now, this is one of those hooks, you know, because Russia is heavily invested and is an ally into Syria, and it's all about oil. There's two opposing pipelines that they're trying to get to go into Europe, you know, and they need that whole war in Syria. They need Syria to play ball and allow that pipeline to go through. All right. And Israel is part of that confederacy in the Middle East. It's Israel, Saudi Arabia, and then you have Iran and Russia and Syria opposing it. All right. So So that's where all that tension is going. It says, and I will put thee, and I will, Salakia, verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, because this is one of those hooks, man. Bombing them, taking out all of their power. This is the type of thing that's going to bring Russia and further into this tension. Look, Damascus targeted in a missile strike. Syrian state media blames Israel. So they're blaming Israel, and I through the spirit believe that they do have a lot to do with these violent explosions. You had the explosion in Lebanon. It's all heating up in that area. Now look at the nations that are involved. The first one named is Persia, which is modern day Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the North Quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. So that's going into the Turkey and Greece and basically into Eastern Europe. All right, because that's where that pipeline ultimately they want to go through. I believe yes, in Jeremiah 50, going into them blaming Israel. This is Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So, Israel being blamed, if it's found out, which I believe through the Spirit it will be, that they've been responsible for all of this madness going on over there. This is the prophecy coming true right before our very eyes, So with that, I'm going to say, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachach Wadash. Hopefully, y'all were edified. Shalom, and a Bible ball.